It's been a journey of determination of a focused leader determined to make a difference. Before 2018, the state primary health care centers across the state of Osun were bad enough to discourage anyone. The buildings were falling apart. Many PHCs had no roofs left on them. Those with leaking roofs had no doors. Goats and sheep had set up shop and residence. Drugs were a luxury, and staff morale was at its lowest ebb. Health facilities that were designed to serve the people had themselves become threats to them. Worse still, the resources available was nothing to cheer about. But Mr. Governor had made up a promise, and an honorable man's word is his bond. So he rolled up his sleeves and went to work.
To ensure increased accessibility to qualitative healthcare services in all the parts of the state, we have begun innovation of the 332 vocal primary healthcare centers across the state under the auspices of the Saving 1 Million Lives program. For result, so many. Our administration remains irrevocably committed to raising the standard of healthcare at the state specialist hospital and Osun and other government-owned secondary health facilities in order to engender improved healthcare efficiency. The reduction of out-of-pocket expenses for health is one of the strategies adopted by our government in achieving universal health coverage for all citizens of Osun. Therefore, we have constituted and inaugurated Boards for Osun Health Insurance Scheme, OHIS, and Primary Healthcare Development Care Board. We are supporting them to fully deliver on their mandates.
Less than 20 months down the road, there is something to cheer about and celebrate. Long hours of planning and careful execution have paid off. Governor Oyetola's promise to leave his footprints in the sands of time is no longer a dream. Osun has 332 political wards. The governor promised to bring back to life 332 PHCs. As at July 17, 2020, 270 of those 332 have been completed and are already delivering services to both rural and urban residents of the state.
As at this morning, we have about 280 up and working, and the remaining are almost in completion stage.
Are they equipped?
Well equipped with both medical devices that you use in taking vital signs, and then quality drugs and consumables. They are all equipped with this, and they are given out free.
Although we have private hospitals, but I've been hearing about primary health centers in Osun State that they are quite very okay. And one of my friends registered like 2-3 months ago, and I've even followed her like 2-3 times, and I saw the way they attended to her. And in fact, I've gone to a private hospital before, but I changed my mind to come here because they attended to her in a very, very good manner. And their treatment and everything is okay. So that's why I decided to come here.
I've been using this place since March this year. And this place, as a government hospital, is okay. They are treating us very, very good, very, very nice. All the workers, they are good, and they are all professionals, as to say about them. And pertaining the government, as a government hospital, I think they did well, including the environment. Everywhere is okay, and even the drugs, everything is available.
If you talk about my experience, things have really changed, because I was even at the former place, but after the renovation, the turnout tends to be very, very high now, and you find many people patronizing this place. And I even use this opportunity to commend the governor of Osun State for what they have done. They've really tried for us, but as you always say, Oliver Twist, you always ask for more. So there are still some things which we need, but I'm sure that by God's grace, God will help them so that they can still act on the necessary things which we still need here. But if you consider the turnout, it has been wonderful, and we really love what they are doing.
It's a new day, brand new stories of hope, of promise made, of promise kept. From Ido-Ijesha, Aromiwe, Igbogi, Ayegunle to Ekosin and Faji. From Akiriboto, Agbiriri, Ara, Akpaso, Budo, Owode to Akoda, Idu-Osun, Iragberi, Akinlalu, Famia to Okeila and Ila-Orangun, Wàásìmí, Ìkòyí, Pópó Èjìgbò, Ọjà Tuntun to Dagbolu, Moro and Ile-Ife. The stories are that of prayers and praise for the governor who finally remembered them. No word is exempted.
All the general hospitals in the state, including Phcs, were renovated. And not only that, 120-bed hospital being built in Measurable almost completed, and 30 units of quarters for health workers alongside with each other, and a lot of monumental development happening to our health, all in the name of making sure that every citizen is healthy. About sustainability, yes, it is sustainable, and we also enjoy the support of Basic Health Provision Fund, also that also helps us in terms of healthcare financing, and also we have also health insurance scheme also coming into play.
Because it is not a place where you can find quack. You find registered and competent hands working here. So, and that is something which has been happening here. And even with the relationship with the patients, I believe they can have all that here. Even if you have any difficult case, as a government hospital, we refer on time before things get out of hand. So I can tell you that government hospital is far, far, far better than private one. If you talk in terms of amenities, then if you talk in terms of the hands that are working, I can assure you that government place, and even with the present thing, the government is really working hard towards improving, and which they have done, but we still expect more.
Well, first of all, health is wealth. And that's why we're taking the health of our people as a matter of priority. With what we have done, I want to encourage our people to please patronize these health centers. They are there for their care. It's not ailment that will deserve you going to the general hospital. You have headache, stomachache, you can always walk into any of the health centers. And the beauty of it is that it's particularly very close to them. I mean, every ward has a functioning health center. So I will enjoy them to please patronize these health centers. You can see when you even go around the place itself that these people, the health workers are there, the drugs are there. So they don't have to go to general hospital to have medical care. So they should patronize them. And in the event of they discovering that there are complaints, we are willing to look at them and take appropriate action to sanction people that are not doing what they're supposed to do.
Also worthy of mention is the revitalized Ejigbo General Hospital, amongst other general hospitals in the state.
Ejigbo General Hospital will not only be rehabilitated, but will also be upgraded and fully revitalized. It will have full complement of state-of-the-art equipment, new children ward, and medical personnel quarters. You've seen the 3 CDs. You know the way it is now, and the way it will be by the grace of God the next 3 months. Internal road network will be constructed for ease of access. The 3.42 kilometer Ejigbo General Hospital / Osun University Junction Access Road, linking the city center to the health facility, will be fully rehabilitated.
Ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ni ó jẹ́ ìgbà tí wá bí lónìí tí wọ́n ní ojú ní kan ojú àgàn tí ń gbé ọmọ orogún yó kí lẹ pé ẹ máa ń rọ́jú mọ́.
What matters really most is that this is going to go through the entire state. But what is significant is that you are starting here. And I want to really describe this as an act of God. About 2 years ago, I had an encounter with His Royal Majesty, who actually employed me to do something about the hospital. And I gave my words based on faith, not that there was a plan. But today, I want to thank His Excellency for being a man being used by God, who also allowed God to use him. Your Excellency, I want to thank you, and I pray that God will continue to use you. You will go places even beyond the next level.
I'm thankful for the governor of the state that has made the promise during the electionary campaign and is fulfilling the promise now. I feel highly honored, especially during the electionary period when everybody seems to be busy. The governor sees great time to flag off the rehabilitation of a general hospital in Ejigbo. I'm honored and thankful to the governor of the state of Osun. People of Ejigbo, they won't disappoint us and they will not disappoint the government in giving the maximum support and cooperation to the government of the state of Osun. They have been doing that, and I'm very sure with this, with the presence of the governor, this will boost and energize the activity and actions more to support and deliver the Ejigbo local government for the party of the governor.
Like a man who foresaw tomorrow, Governor Oyetola prioritized the total overhaul of Ejigbo General Hospital as if he knew 2019 would arrive with COVID-19. One not so bright morning in March 2020, the governor was woken up by news of the now famous 127 returnees from Ivory Coast on their way to Osun, among whom were citizens of other states. The now brand new Ejigbo General Hospital was on hand to receive the returnees for isolation and management of those who tested positive for the rampaging virus. These revitalized PHCs have successfully delivered 50,500 babies in 20 months. Over 500 babies are immunized monthly at each PHC in the state. The existence of these PHCs has promoted a home-to-home monitoring and further treatment of patients. Also, patient inflow has increased by 400% since 2018. Most importantly, infant mortality has reduced by 13%. The PHCs are stocked with drugs consistently and equipment purchased for smooth operations in order to ensure free treatment and prompt attention to patients.
Of the 332, about 285 now is completed. You can now calculate the percentage, very high percentage. And that alone, not only renovating infrastructurally, also procurement of medical equipment and medical consumables ranging from drugs and other utilities within, to making sure that those PHCs are functional, are provided. And that has translated to better quality of life of our people, because we have had an astronomical increase in the birth rate within, and we have had a very reduced death rate. How else can we and reduced morbidity? People can now access those facilities at any time and get their health restored. I think it is a good thing. It is one of the best things that has happened to the state. I want to thank Mr. Governor for this, and I want to encourage our people from the nooks and crannies of the state to patronize the government renovated, revitalized, reinvigorated PHCs for the good health of our people that the governor wishes for us.
For the renovation, people normally come here, they will normally write the drugs for them, but after the renovation, we give them free of drugs, free antenatal clinic, free medicine service. So you have more patronage than before the renovation. Most of the people used to come here for delivery. That after the delivery, they will go free after the delivery. We normally collect money from them before, but now everything is free. So people will have more patronage than before the renovation.
Now, you met me writing where you are entering. It's just a proposal demanded by Mr. Governor for the procurement of drugs to all these facilities. So he does that periodically. And aside from that, he recently increased the salary of health workers in the state. And he pays the money as at when due. I can tell you that the salary for July was paid before the end of July.
The health of our people is particularly very important to us. We commend the health workers for doing a wonderful job. We still expect them to do more. We want the people in the rural areas to please see what they're doing as service to humanity. They should be willing to serve our people either in the city or in the rural areas. We're giving them some allowance. We're ready to still do more. Particularly this time around that even have pandemic. We appreciate their efforts. We continue to support them, and we are willing to look at their welfare. And don't forget that even before the issue of pandemic, we actually implemented the full commerce by paying full commerce to all the workers. That cost us additional 80 million per month. We're willing to do more because, like I said, health is wealth.
Before Governor Oyetola's intervention, there were complaints of health centers being inadequately staffed, medical personnel being underpaid, or the centers being underfunded. Things are different now. Governor Oyetola has approved the full implementation of the revised Consolidated Medical Salary Structure, COMMES, and Consolidated Health Workers Salary Structure, CON-S, in order to make Osun more attractive to medical doctors and other health workers to the state, with a view to improving the shortage of health personnel in all government hospitals in the state.
Well, we are not unaware of the fact that we do not have enough personnel, and as a government, we've concluded plans to recruit more doctors, more nurses, and other health personnel. And as far as emoluments or benefits of those who work in rural areas, there's a rural allowance that is being given to our people. The government has tried as much as possible to pay full commerce, full CON-S. So as far as we are concerned, we are giving them rural allowance to those who work in rural areas, because for anybody to go and work in rural areas is a kind of sacrifice, and it has to go around.
The national level, there is what we call the National Primary Healthcare Development Board, which is replicated in all the states. We've actually inaugurated us sometimes ago, and there's direct funding from the board at the national level, which we supplement with our own funding as well. So at any point in time, there's no provision for the supply of drugs. So with that, I believe the entire program is sustainable. So what we're trying to do is to, first of all, look at the gap. If there's a gap in terms of personnel, we're willing to recruit more. But it's going to be on need basis. We must be too sure that there's a need to really recruit more. We're willing to do that.
Without a shadow of doubt, Governor Adegboyega Oyetola has given a good account of himself in the Osun health sector. Truly, victory is always possible for the man who refuses to stop fighting.